Hello everybody, it's me Sarah again, and today I am going to take you through a walkthrough or inspection of my dahlias. And I started potting up these dahlias just under 2 weeks ago. So we've had 2 weeks of growth. They've been in the trays trying to sprout eyes. So now I'm going to do a little check on them to make sure we don't have any signs of rot, see how wet the environment is. If it's too wet, check the tubers, see if anything's desiccating or we need to take care of any problems now. So I usually do this every day or two just to make sure that we catch anything early and either get it out away from the healthy dahlias, or maybe it's time to start potting something up. So let's take a look. So I've got my dahlias currently set up. Now I actually look like somewhat of a professional because I've got these almost matching domes. I've got 10 by 20 seed trays with no holes in the bottom, a 7.5-inch dome to allow for growth of the little tiny plants once they sprout. I've got this luxurious 4-foot by 2-foot heating mat, and also a little one under the corner, one behind the microwave, and I've got them in front of a south-facing window so they actually get enough sunlight. You'll see my garden outside is full of pots because it's been below freezing for the last few nights. It's dipping down into 20s, so now I have cover every stinking one of my plants outside. So, back to the dahlias. Let's take a look at this guy here. Be careful when you take these off so that all the water that's accumulated doesn't run into your tray. Alright. This is part of a sugar plum mix. We've definitely got nice eyes. On this one, multiple eyes here, and some back here, and here. I should be able to split this into at least 2 plants, maybe 3. And this, look at, we got this nice big guy coming out of a sugar plum mix. I'm gonna try and get them to orient upward so that you put it in the hole when you eventually plant it outside or in a pot where it's growing upwards. But they're finicky things and they don't like to grow in the directions you want them to. This one's got a big one that came off of it, but it has signs of fungal problems. The tip got a little wet. I sprayed it with a little bit of copper fungicide, so that really dried it out and makes it look unhappy. However, I'm gonna keep eyes on it and see how it does. So over here, this guy is doing pretty well. I shouldn't have touched that fungus one with the same tool and then touched that one. That is a bad idea. Hygiene, you know. Okay, we'll switch to the other end. Here, there's some eyes coming out of this one finally. So this is Jesco Julie, I believe. And this one, see, this little Jesco Julie actually is having a little eye come out of it, so I'm giving it a chance. Go ahead, do your thing. Yeah, this one, what are you doing? This Jesco Julie. Looks like we got the start of an eye there. But this bulb, this is really kind of dried out and gross. So I'm gonna cut off these little things because they just are the first things that are gonna go bad. So I'm feeling for firmness. You know, you don't want anything that feels like a potato that's going bad. And then this soil or mix feels really dirty. Of course it feels dirty, it's fucking dirt, but it's dry, it's really dry. And I bet it's because the heating mat I don't have a controller on this one. So what I have is Brita water or some kind of filtered water that does not have chlorine in it. And I try and actually not hit the tubers, but I wet down the soil. You couldn't lift the tubers. They're not actually planted, they're just laying in here. The idea is to increase the humidity in the dome. So after the checks, what I usually do is I'll spritz down the inside of the dome before I put it back on. And make sure that it's snug down on all the edges, because you'll be surprised how much water it loses. Alright, on to number 2. Alright, you guys, what are you doing? Ooh, okay, we got a nice... This creme de cassis has got a nice eye coming out of it right there. And it's purple, because I know creme de cassis is a purple flower. And see, this is a labyrinth. This little, I'm not even looking at it, little tiny eye, huge honking tuber, little tiny eye. I want to make sure it gets enough sunlight. I might end up moving. I usually flip the pans around so that each day, you know, they get a little bit more sunlight. We got one growing there. This one. What are you doing? A whole lot of nothing. To watch this powdery, looking a little powdery. I want to make sure that that doesn't turn into mold. So we'll see. Let's see about that one. We'll wait on that one. This one, what are you doing? All right, you got a little eye. Starting to pop out there. So maybe we'll give him a better chance by putting him facing upward a little bit. This guy doesn't look like we have anything yet. And this one actually had some rot problems here. So I let that air out before I put him in here. What is this? Oh, crap. Okay. All right, we'll wait on you. This one, don't see much starting. It's a very dense blob, so we'll see. This one, see how it has these little nubs? I've seen nubs like these on diseased tubers that have a virus come out of the ground looking like that. So that makes me a little worried. What is this one? It's a labyrinth. Of course, I only have like 2 labyrinths and none of them are doing very well. But if I might put this one in quarantine. See the little papillomas? I might take this one out and put it in a plastic bag instead. Put you over here with my rejects. These are the ones, some lilac times with some rot problems that I don't care to put in with my other ones. So, soil check. Feels on the dry side, so just spritz. And the inside of the dome is actually like really wet, so I dumped this water. And then I'll come back and we don't want to cook them, or they're tubers. They're like potatoes. If you put them on too high heat, they're just going to start cooking and start shriveling and leaving outer skins. And that's what we don't want. We just want to actually promote the eyes. In some cases, the best thing to do is just sit and leave the thing in the pantry, which I could run an experiment. All right, this also feels dry. But you get the idea. I have a few orphans that came off, and I wasn't sure if they had enough of a head on them to actually sprout something. I don't think these are gonna make it. And frankly, I've got enough sugar plum mix. This one, oh, look, see? I think that might turn into an eye. So we'll leave that. Maybe we'll rotate him so his wet side's not in there. And then HS date is not doing much for me at all. I got bad tubers this year. I don't think anything's coming off of that, but it was such a huge tuber, I didn't want to throw it away. But I think we're gonna get rid of you. this one, same thing. You'd be surprised sometimes. See, there's some little papillomas on here too. Makes me a little worried. But sometimes you leave things for a few days and then you see if signs of life start sprouting, and then you're surprised. This guy's got a few good eyes. Also a lot of stuff to clean up, but I wanted to see what kind of eye shot out of there. And then this big guy is supposed to be a big, beautiful flower. Not doing much of anything. And this guy is another reject. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Did I even label this? Of course I label it. See, you always label it. Luckily I have several other Jesco Julies, so I think we'll be okay. All right. See, I just splashed water all over everything. All right, last one. Last one. I got some bigger ones than this one. And I'm not seeing a lot of eyes. Actually. So something is a little strange that I have absolutely no eyes in this one. And this one, granted, is the furthest away, but I usually rotate each tray down a spot every morning. So this guy might need more sunlight, so I might switch him out with somebody who's doing better. And I might check all these. See, this is starting to feel a little weird. So that's what a tuber check looks like. I'll check the soil there and cover that back up as necessary, but that's what you should be doing every 1 to 2 days. You don't do it every 3 hours or else you forget what they look like the last time you saw them. But you need to check them to intercept problems before they get out of hand. So there you go.